Have you ever wondered what it must be like to experience the complete and utter freedom of sailing a yacht across one of our oceans? Well, I was lucky enough to experience that freedom firsthand when I got to captain a super yacht around the world. Come back with me to July 2013 and join me on board Lush for one of our voyages across the Pacific Ocean. You would meet Audrey, my first mate. Audrey's got long, blonde, curly hair, a beautiful smile, and a great sense of humour. She's not just my wife, she's also my soulmate as well. You'd meet Alan, our engineer, and Lucy, our hostess, who for them, this isn't just their profession, but it's also an adventure of a lifetime. I feel so grateful. Grateful to be alive, to be in this moment now, to be sailing one of the most sophisticated yachts on the planet, to be sailing with this team around the world. This was picture perfect. I'll take you along with me. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. We're heading out into the blue now, and our bow begins to rise and fall with the ocean swell. We're off to sea once more. It's a couple of hours before sunset. I better just go and download the latest weather. Oh, looks like we're in for a bit of wind tonight. Nothing major, but I better let the crew know. Okay, guys, so I'm probably going to expect about 25 to 30 knots of wind tonight. Nothing major, but let's shorten sail. Let's tuck Lush in for the night. Make her nice and safe. Wait a minute. Look at the horizon. Something's not quite right. Now you can see those dark, foreboding clouds on the horizon advance towards us as the light dims even more. The barometer, it's fallen 6 millibars in the last hour. That isn't right. The wind now is rising quickly. The ocean is beginning to grow, and there's now whitecaps on the top of the waves. This just doesn't feel right. Have you ever had a time in your life where you felt restless and you didn't know why? That's how I feel in this moment. There must be a storm brewing. How did I miss the subtle signs? What didn't I notice because I just wanted to believe that everything was just perfect? The clouds have now closed in around Lush. The light has dropped completely. I put my life jacket on, I harness myself, and I step out into the blackest of nights. I could hear Audrey and the crew, but I couldn't see them. The ocean was really loud. The wind was now howling. Wow! A massive flash of lightning has just lit up the whole deck of Lush, and oh my, I can actually see the size of the waves now. They're as high as a 3-story building coming towards us. And I'm just getting that shrinking feeling inside as I realize how small we are in this ocean. Bang! Now, something major has gone wrong on the boat. In fact, our whole world is now shaking violently. Something major has broken on board. What on earth's gone wrong? I've got no... Look, the mainsail, it's out of control. This is an area of sailcloth that's twice the size of a tennis court. And there's only 4 of us to fix it. Have you ever doubted yourself? Wondered how on earth you ended up in a situation? That's how I feel in this moment. Fear is racing through my body. Anxiety is purging through my veins. What am I going to do? The whole crew is looking at me. I know I've got to act. Okay, guys, we're going to have to go up there and drop this mainsail. It's going to be tough and wild. Remember, your safety must come first. I don't want to lose any of you over the side tonight. We step out into the elements. Massive waves now are sweeping down the deck of Lush, kicking up cold salt water, which is blinding us in our eyes as we try and work on deck. After 3 hours of the most horrendous conditions, we finally fix it. And we were all alive. That was one hell of a test. Have you ever been tested? Ever felt everything was against you? That's how I felt in that moment. But consider this. What if the storms of our lives are nothing more than a test? I'm not just talking about the physical storms, but the mental and the emotional ones too. Wouldn't that change the whole game if the storms of our lives were nothing more than a test? Because that means that there's ways to get through a test. I learned that night that you can sail through any storm when you just focus on 4 particular areas. Now, you might be sitting there thinking now, hey, Paul, come on, I'm not a sailor. How does sail apply to me? Well, the first step in sail is state. I'm talking about your emotional state. That's how you feel from moment to moment. When that mainsail broke, I tell you what, I felt so fearful, so anxious. But that state was never going to serve me because I'd never made the right decision. And I certainly wouldn't be able to communicate with the crew with clarity. I had to change it. I had to make a shift. And it started by focusing on what I could control. It's so easy to focus on what we can't control, isn't it? I couldn't control the wind, the waves, the lightning, the thunder, even the gear failure itself. But I could control my attitude. And by doing that, it gave me the inner strength to sort it out. To support this, you also need to have your inner voice on side. That's the voice inside your head that tells you things. You need that voice to say, you can. So how about you? Do you focus on what you can control? Or do you just think, I can't? Now for the next step in learning to sail. Action. When you take action, take effective action. When you're in an empowered state, you'll take the time to evaluate the situation fully before you act. And that can be just a split second. That means you won't just act on impulse, and it means that you're far more likely to make the correct choice to sort the problem out. So how about you? Do you take effective action? Or do you act on impulse and end up all over the place? The choice is yours. But that's not enough to get you through the toughest storms in your life. You can manage your state. You can take effective action. But you must ignite your passion. Ignite a burning desire inside of you to get the job done. Your passion needs to be fueled, and it's intrinsically linked to your inner strength. So you must fuel your passion and build your inner strength, and then turn it up and let it shine bright in the night like a lighthouse. So how do we fuel our passion? We find all the reasons why we want to do something. We go and grab them, and we bring them in internally, and we start stacking them one on top of the other, on the other, on the other, on the other, on the other. And that's what will give us the drive to push us through when the going gets tough. So how about you? Do you take effective action? Or are you addicted to turning your inner light down? L might be the last part of the sail sequence, but it's just as crucial to your success. L stands for lead. Leading is such a common word these days, but is it really that easy? Think about it. When the pressure is on, you must lead from the front. You must awaken that inner leader inside of yourself so you can lead yourself or your family or your team through all that uncertainty, all the unknown and the fear. Take the responsibility to set the example. So many of us talk of change, but leaders act. So what is it in your life right now that if you just awoke and you're in a leader, the whole game would change for you? Are you willing to take the leading position? I'll never forget that morning. As the sun broke the horizon, there was this beautiful yellow, orangey light that flooded the ocean and warmed my face. I remember feeling so grateful for being there. And yes, even to have gone through that storm. Here's the lesson I learned that night. What follows every storm on our planet is a period of settled weather, and then the most beautiful new time ahead. Not just the physical storms, the mental, the emotional, real life illnesses, and yes, even death itself. A new day had begun that morning. A new course was set. A new decision had been made. And now you too can make a new decision. And that is to sail through whatever comes your way in life. Because there is one thing that we know, and that is we only have one life. And I really believe your job is to live it. And if you do that, I promise you, you will also feel that complete and utter freedom when you sail your yacht across your life's ocean. All you've got to do is to remember to set your sails, adjust your course, and sail through whatever weather comes your way. We all can become sailors.